Hello everyone, a very warm welcome back to the channel. My name is Vic, I'm an artist in Gloucestershire in the UK. So if you're new to the channel, each week I release a video, usually on a Friday, and I showcase a new piece of work. I say new piece of work, this week it's going to be a very old piece of work. So I'm going to be showing you this painting in particular here. Now this is one I did back in 1990, so we're talking, what, we're talking 30 something years ago, 35 years ago. If my maths is right, which it probably isn't, because I'm rubbish. And this is kind of a period when I was still using, I think I was using watercolor paints when I actually did this. So this painting here, I will actually put a still of this painting up in a second on the screen so you can get a closer look, but I'll just kind of talk you through it briefly. So this painting here I did back in 1990. Like I said, this is a watercolor. So this was before I started using acrylics. I think I just kind of graduated from poster paints, which are obviously are watercolor, but a kind of a cheaper, kind of very student kind of schoolish watercolor. And I'd gone on to I think I was using Winsor & Newton paints at that time when they were still quite good and made in the UK, unlike now they're made in all sorts of countries, mainly in China. So anyway, so this was a watercolor. Now this was a mixture actually of watercolor and I've used pencil. So I used to use a graphite pencil. So I'm going to try and show you some of the graphite bits by trying to zoom in. So I don't know if the light's going to catch some of them, but you might be able to see a couple of sort of silvery bits kind of showing up. Now what I was doing was trying to get a bit more kind of shadows. So places like this down here, put the graphite around, and obviously around these edges here, just trying, and up here, just trying to give it more of a kind of a 3D effect. Now, like most artists back in the day, 1990, I was working a 9 till 5 job, and I tell you what, I was working in 1990. So I've had a lot of jobs over the years, as anybody knows, anybody who knows me. I was working for a bank, a British bank actually, called Barclays. And I didn't work there very long, so I absolutely hated it. And I was working in their repossessions department, arranging repossessions of vehicles mainly. A vile company with vile people, basically. And they didn't like me, I didn't like them. And so they fired me, so there we go. Everybody's happy. And in the evenings, I used to paint. So every night after work, I used to paint. And I think I did that one in that period, actually. So I was really just trying to improve the kind of look of the paintings, giving it more sort of 3D kind of feel. And I remember at the time, actually, I did tell people that I used to paint, and they just used to think I was an absolute lunatic, really. So, yeah, absolute waste of time. It's an odd thing, painting, actually, because when you explain to people that you paint, and I don't tell many people that I do paint, especially if I work in a large company, they automatically think you do landscapes, fruit and flowers, pets, all the usual kind of stuff. As soon as you say abstract, you see their face glaze over. It's like, oh, right, okay. Oh, you throw stuff at a canvas still. Oh, right. And then the conversation moves on very quickly. Absolutely zero interest in what you do. So I'd be kind of interested if there's anybody back from that era who's now kind of changed their view on art, to let me know if that's kind of changed over the years. Obviously, because now we've got more and more contemporary art come on the market and it is a bit more popular. Not so much in the UK, unfortunately, but around the world, mainly, I'd say Europe, America, especially mainland Europe. But yeah, so this is something I did in 1990. Obviously, it's not got any kind of gloss finish or anything like that, and it is on very thick watercolor paper. So I used to buy this paper and just kind of cut it to size, because often I didn't find the right size I really wanted to use. So I just used to buy big sheets in a local art shop and then cut it to size. I think this is about, I'm going to say 16 by 12, something like that. And then, actually, I'm quite surprised, actually, even down here, I've gone and signed my name in pencil, which is something I probably wouldn't do these days, but it's amazing how long pencil lasts, actually. Pencil does last a long, long time. And again, if you're kind of familiar with the work, you'll see the colours, so the shapes are starting to overlap. Not so clever on this one. If I'd been clever with the painting, what I would have done, I'd put one of these shapes behind that big central triangle there, but that time I didn't do that. But you can see the beginnings of how the style was starting to kind of sort of come to life. I would say the colours on this are probably not typical of what I've done in the last 20 odd years, say 20, 30 years, purely because it was done with a different style of paint, really, a different type of paint, and the colours were kind of more muted. whereas these days I like to use primary colours and kind of a bit larger than life really, so they really kind of stand out. But this is kind of a muted toned down painting. Probably wouldn't use these colours now. I'm not very keen on green at all, but I do like the background on this. Background's come out quite nice. So there we go. I haven't got a clue what its name was. I might have just called it Triangles or something like that. It's been on show loads and loads of times at exhibitions, but I can't actually remember what I called it now. So that's just a little look at a painting. I'll try and show you a bit closer up there and work with you around it. Yeah, so anyway, if you like what you've seen on the channel, please feel free to give it the old thumbs up, as they say. Sounding like a parrot here. And if you'd like to subscribe to the channel, if you've not already done so, that'd be absolutely super. Thank you very much for that. The channel is starting to grow. I've been really kind of putting a lot of work into this last couple of months, and kind of starting to see a few signs of it growing, which is absolutely super. So what I'd like to do is invite you to subscribe and have a look at some of the other videos I've got online. So there's a lot of videos there of exhibitions, recent works, old works. So there's probably something for everybody if you want to take a little peruse, and also some of the shorts, and I'll show you how I've done some of the drawings especially. Don't show you a lot of paintings, how I do paintings, because to be quite frank, I find it quite, I say boring, but I think it's going to be boring for you looking at me painting unless I kind of speed it up and it turns into like a kind of a cartoon type thing. So it really doesn't tick a box for me. So I prefer to show you things that are absolutely finished and then kind of talk you around the painting. So that's the way we kind of operate. So feel free to share the video if you'd like to do so, and I shall see you in the next one very soon. So you take care, and I'll see you very soon in the next one.